Prize-winning Jewish-American boxer Dmitry Salita arrived in Israel for his first visit in the country. 27-year-old Salita is also known as the Star of David because of the Israeli flag he waves at tournaments and the Star of David that appears on his sports uniform. Dmitry is an Orthodox Jew born in Odessa, Ukraine, currently living in Brooklyn, New York, and he is here as a guest of the Nefesh B'Nefesh organization.
I look forward to seeing all the stuff that I read about in the Bible. And I also look forward to enjoying Israelis' fine food products. Because last week I had to make 140 pounds. So I'm going back up in weight.
We asked Dmitry if he feels any contradiction between his religious observant life as a Jew and the competitive physical field of boxing.
I come from a non-observant background. I started to get involved with Chabad when I was 14 years old. I was already boxing, becoming religious and becoming more observant is a step-by-step was a step-by-step process for me. So, as it happened in my life, it's not a contradiction. Now, if a son of a rabbi or a yeshiva bacher that grew up religious his whole life, would want to go out and become a professional boxer, then for him it would be a descent. You know what I mean? For him it would be improper, but it's not improper for me because you have to understand where I come from. Everyone has a talent that's unique to them, and I'm trying to do my best with what God has given me, promoting Israel and promoting Judaism through sports is what I have to do at this stage of my life, and I can only do that. And I only do that because of boxing, because boxing gives me the opportunity to be seen and to see, and to be on international television with an Israeli flag and with the Star of David on my trunks. We Jewish people traditionally accomplish stuff through business and through education, which is the way to go. But my fire and my American dream, so to say, and my desire to make it transpired in boxing, and that's where my energy went ever since I was 13 years old. So my frustration with life and with not speaking English and all the economic and social issues that we had, that energy went to boxing. I started to become Sherma Shabbos and stopped to compete on Shabbos towards the end of my amateur career, I won the U.S. Nationals, the amateur U.S. Nationals, and then I was supposed to go to Budapest, Hungary for the World Cup. This was when I was 18 years old. But I didn't go because the tournament, one of the days of competition would be on Saturday, and I wasn't going to compete, so they didn't take me. Then I turned pro shortly thereafter, and people in the boxing world told me that you're never going to accomplish anything, you're not going to make it, go to school, you're a smart kid, get an education, and go work. Becoming number one and getting to this point as a religious Jew is very meaningful to me.
And not only does he not sense any contrast, the Star of David boxer gives us a short lesson in Jewish boxing history.
Boxing was a Jewish sport in the 1920s and 1930s. Actually, the most dominant ethnic group in boxing were the Jews. So, and they were immigrants from Eastern Europe. We definitely have. Jewish people definitely have a history, and they have it in them. That's the way my life happened, and I think that we're very persevering, and whatever we put our mind to, we can do. So, but people obviously, in our days, the world doesn't expect to see, a religious Jewish person in a ring. Boxing is. It's an oxymoron, almost in a certain way, you know what I mean? But breaking stereotypes in a good way.
Today, Dmitry is touring Israel, but his real dream is to get on the boxing gloves and box in the Holy Land.
I think that people are ready for me to have a fight here, and I think that it would be very good. I'd love to bring a boxing match to Israel sometime in the near future.
Salita's arrival in Israel follows by just a few days his losing bid for a world championship to Muslim boxer and world champion Amir Khan. Today he's asked if he felt the Jew versus Muslim aspect during the match.
To me, it was a sport event, and I think to Amir it was a sport event. But I mean, the crowd was very intense. When I expected, I expected that I wouldn't be the favorite of the crowd, but I didn't expect such aggression and such a strong outburst, so to say. When you walk into the ring, I mean, people were trying to rip me up, so to say. It was a very intense experience, and it's something that I have to learn from and digest and see how it can make me better and make me stronger. But am I disappointed? I'm disappointed that I'm not disappointed in myself because I did everything. I was ready. I didn't have an opportunity to show myself. So I'm disappointed how the fight turned out, but I'm not mad at myself because I didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? Live and learn and onwards and upwards.
When asked about his future plans, Dimitri says it's time for him to rest. The press conference ends with a question that seems to break the image of the tough guy boxing champ. How has your recent marriage affected your career?
I want to know. That was a good question.
My trainer, Jimmy O, he's an older man. He's in his 80s, thank God. And he told me, when I was young, he told me, when someone asks you a hard question, you take a drink of water and you think about it. Well, I definitely think that it made me it made me more mature and more responsible, fighting and being a professional athlete is a lot of sacrifice for the family. And the professional steps that I take have to be. While when I was younger, I could have done things more recklessly. Now the professional steps that I take have to be measured and really serving a purpose, serving a mutual purpose, not only for today but for my future. Sports is a short life, and boxing is a short life, and I don't want to box for too long. I want to play with my kids and read the New York Times and the magazines. You know what I mean? So there's a certain amount of time that's designated to sports, and that time has to be used to reach the highest level and to make and to make a transition to other things. So marriage has made me realize it more.